pasta.
You juggalos out there, wipe that clown makeup off your faces.
Cast the monstrosities of the world.
Well, I used to date Levy.
No kidding.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. We don't have anybody with us that's famous, but you've got the notorious ATB. You've got Till 510. What more do you need?
That's all you need.
Really, I think so. We've got 5 great segments planned for you all here. Of course, as always, we're going to start things off with Tanner's favorite company in the world, JCW Lunacy, and the Till 5 takes, folks. First thing that we've got to talk about is Violent J's return and the apparent veto turning on Russo.
Yes, that is interesting. Russo takes a little bumpy. What about that?
He does.
Unexpected in 2026, but it happened.
I would like to see them start doing this in like the middle of an episode occasionally.
Yeah, I really am. I don't like every episode. It's when I checked out of WWE, it was when the Authority was coming out every single week to start the show.
Yeah,
on Raw.
It gets old very quick.
Yeah.
We have Vito flipping out, telling him that he's going to take care of things tonight.
Yeah.
We apparently taking care of things also has new tag team title #1 contenders with Too Tough Tony and Willie Mack.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why that's not a Till 5 take. You know what is a Till 5 take?
What's
Stephen Flo losing that 4-corner match, 4-corner tag team title, #1 contender match, and then coming back out and asking for a second ass whooping from Shane Mercer.
Hey, man, I like Stephen Flo. When he came out and was like, I want Shane Mercer right now, I was like, God, this guy's fucking crazy.
He's a glutton for punishment, I guess.
He loves it, man. I like it when you're a smaller wrestler. I think you got to look at a guy like Darby or look at a guy like Spike, and you think, in order to get over on a grand scale, I'm going to have to let somebody beat the shit out of me.
It's a damn shame that I hadn't stopped to think about him being so similar to Darby until you said that just now.
Yeah, sure. He's along the line of smaller guys that can do really ridiculous bumps because of their body size.
And we also crowned, we've got Cocaine with the #1 contender for the world title.
Yeah.
Mecha Wolf had his shot at the North American title and came up short this week.
I really like Mecha.
I like Mecha Wolf a lot.
Yeah.
I really hope that we continue to use him. Someone else I hope we continue to use. J-Rod, you can see her right there.
J-Rod, immediately, I felt, the first time I saw J-Rod, I felt the same way when I saw Jade Cargill. I said, this girl has star written all over her.
Yep. She's going to make the WWE a lot of money someday.
Or AEW, maybe.
Or AEW, maybe they can
get
way. On there.
Maybe J-Rod versus Megan Bang could sell a lot of tickets here in a few years.
Not a bad idea, Tan.
No, it isn't.
You a free one, Tony. Tan's giving you a free one.
Most weeks.
Of course, she loses to Big Al here because of your favorite finishing move in professional wrestling.
I'm really over the interference.
I kind of gathered that.
I'm really over the interference stuff.
Well, it's the interference is what's led to Kerry Morton being deported to Japan, having to send in his videos live not live, but via satellite from Osaka.
Kerry Morton is probably the best thing since sliced bread. It's been a long time since I felt so highly of a young independent wrestler that I do about Kerry Morton.
Well, Kerry Morton thinks that highly of himself as well. So,
and he should. He's much better than his flip-flop father. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, agreed. Now, in the main event this week, we saw Luciano Family Enterprises take home the tag team titles as PCO and Mickey Knuckles defeated the Brothers of Fun Structure.
I cannot stress enough how fucking cool PCO looks in the Frankenstein mask.
Agree. I'm telling you, I'm enjoying this Mickey.
I've talked about it for weeks. I like this intergender tag team we're doing. If there's anybody that can fit the lunacy of, there's the word, the lunacy of PCO, Well, it might be Mickey.
Well, that's because they've got a manager of champions in Vito that's put them together for the family.
Hey, it works for me, man. I'm really enjoying it. It's the most I've ever enjoyed Mickey Knuckles, for sure.
Yeah, I actually am really enjoying this character, and her interaction with Vito are cracking me up.
And just when you think you've seen everything that PCO can do, he goes out there and surprises you. And in this instance, he started wearing this really cool Frankenstein mask. And I think Caleb Conley said it last week on the show. PCO just goes out there for the love of the game, man. He don't have to take those crazy bumps. He doesn't have to do any of that shit. He's made his money.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing it because he loves it.
He really loves it. PCO is like Terry Funk.
I really enjoy PCO. I was never a big Quebecers fan, but the Dark Quebecers could be cool.
The Dark Quebecers could be cool.
But I always liked PCO on the indie scene and in ROH. I always thought that was a cool idea.
PCO is kind of this generation's Terry Funk, if you really think about it.
He really has kind of became that. And it's great to see.
And that's totally okay by me because it's the most unexpected guy. You would have never thought in 1994 that, hey, in 30 years, this guy's going to be tearing it up on the indies.
Well, you never know what's going to come next. Who would have thought that Vito would have managed these two to the tag team titles?
I know a lot of people wrote Vito off. I've followed Vito on social media for years. I mean, the guy's always had it in the tank. He is a worker's worker.
Yeah, and he can still work when he needs to.
Yeah, and he's more sold about it these days, which I actually think is smart as hell on his part.
Yeah. Now, we do have a live coming up this Friday, Friday the 13th.
Can you believe it?
We're going to be live with our friends, the Sharpshooters, and we're going to have some representatives from WSN. Hopefully it's Professor Bear. We're going to have Talking Wrestling with Amy and Pondwater. Me and you are going to be there. We're going to be debating the greatest manager of all time.
Barring some sort of horrible illness or some sort of severe injury, we will be here this time.
Yeah, hopefully there won't be any weather or illnesses or anything crazy make us bump this show for a third time.
Yeah, we cannot do that. We have to get on it this time.
That's right. Now, if you would like to support us, feel free to talk to our sponsors at Stover's Liquidation in Cookeville, Tennessee. Located at 452 West Broad Street, you can contact them at 931-526-2591. They're available online 24 hours a day, but they're open from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. at both locations in Cookeville and at 481 Tulsa Road in Oak Ridge, Tennessee. Go by, get all of your liquidation and wholesale home improvement items taken care of from our good friends at Stover's, and tell them that Till 5 sent you. Now, Tam, we're kind of in a lull episode where we're building to two lives at once, the Juggalo Appreciation Month. So I wanted to have some segments for you here. I know the Juggalos aren't really your thing.
Okay.
I told you we'd do a Tan on tour.
Okay. We're back in the...
Tell us about this Mexican luchador that the WWE has that is tearing it up. Somehow there's two of them now. El Grande Americano.
What a rib. So El Grande Americana, original El Grande Americana, is Chad Gable.
He was a good worker.
So Chad's a
so
fucking
you're
awesome
telling me that's El Grande Americano?
That's the original El Grande Americana. Yes, sir.
Huh. Wow. And they love him in Mexico.
They actually really do love him in Mexico, yeah.
Okay.
Gable started out in NXT. I've been watching him literally since day one. He is astonishing in the ring. He's fantastic.
Oh yeah, I remember him tearing it up as Shorty G.
He was in a great tag team with Jason Jordan prior to Jason Jordan being revealed as Kurt Angle's son, called American Alpha. They were awesome. And then he kind of just floated around the mid card. They didn't really seem to ever know what to do with him.
So they gave him a mask and called him El Grande Americano.
Made him El Grande Americano, which, to their credit, has actually gotten severely over.
So, but he doesn't look like the other Americana, El Grande Americano.
So the other El Grande Americana 2, I guess, I'm not sure what they're calling him, but I'm going to call him El Grande Americana 2, is Ludwig Kaiser. That's right.
Gunther's former baby.
That's right. Gunther's son from Imperium. Another good wrestler. I know that he was a very famous independent wrestler in Germany prior to getting signed to NXT. Had a lot of good fun. A great tag team with the other guy that used to be at Imperium.
Giovanni Vici.
Giovanni Vinci. Yep, that was always good till they had some, backstage issues, and then Gunther got really big, and Ludwig he has a great look. He's a great wrestler. He's got all the tools, but we might as well slap a mask on him. Fuck it, we're gonna call him El Grande Americano also because Chad Gable is injured, and we really got nothing else for him.
Well, I mean, first off, I would like to point out it's nice to rib you with our segments when you don't bother to message me and ask about any notes that we're gonna need. So,
well, I've realized that, and I messaged you late last night about it.
Yeah, that's how this goes.
I would
like to say that El Grande Americano 2 is actually the one that's loved in Mexico, while El Grande Americano 1 is hated in Mexico, but in America it's flipped.
It's flip-flopped in the States, which is honestly kind of awesome. You don't see a lot of that anymore.
No, it is nice to see. The way they've done Dom is great to me.
I think honestly, I gave El Grande Americano a lot of shit when they originally started doing this segment.
Yeah, I still hate the AI bullshit.
I do too, but they've actually managed to pull something pretty decent out of their ass, and now they're in a good spot where they can actually have these two Americanas take each other on, maybe at WrestleMania, which would be fucking sweet, kind of.
Why not do it at Triple Mania and put the masks on the line?
There you go.
There's a freebie.
Do a mask versus mask at WrestleMania with all the AAA people there.
That's not a bad idea.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I feel like it would be better if we would actually showcase some AAA talent at WrestleMania instead of.
Yeah, you should definitely book Vikingo and El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr. at WrestleMania.
Who are the other two that are running around with
Kaiser? And Psycho Clown are awesome. Oh, you mean Rayo and Alpha or whatever?
Who is that actually under the mask?
Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate.
Okay.
Good work.
Pete Dunne, he's working Bloodsport WrestleMania weekend. We know he'll be in town. So those two do what?
I said I'm sure Tyler will as well.
Well,
I mean, they're active.
We can do Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne in their Mexican characters against Vikingo and somebody else from AAA. Put that on the pre-show. Put that on ESPN's first hour. There's you a freebie. Sorry about the rib, Tan, but that's okay. You know, WWE has signed a really great wrestler.
Oh, Jesus.
Had all this build. Look, I can't fucking stand him. Let's load that Danhausen here.
What a graphic. Jesus, man.
Well, I mean, you're Danhausen.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll just get right into it.
I gather this guy just points at people, says you're cursed, and then they lose.
Well,
I saw this debut, and it honestly made me cancel my ESPN because if this is what we've been building, you could have done this on Raw.
So I really do want to put this over real quick. Danhausen started out his career without the face paint and really just worked it on the indies until he started making a lot of fucking money with it. He got signed to Ring of Honor right before the pandemic. And obviously, you know, that Ring of Honor closed for a while after that. But eventually he would wind up in AEW where he was kind of entertaining in funny little bits here and there with Hook.
Well, he was signed with a broken leg. First off. So the fact that he was getting paid through the broken leg is kind of nice. That's
a good wheel move.
Yeah. So I know there's a lot of shit on Tony Khan for keeping him under contract this long and not using him.
But Tony signed him with a broken fucking leg.
And Danhausen had not exactly been a, example of a good employee.
The wrestling part of it is really not great. But he's worked this character to the point, and that's my opinion. He's worked this character to this point where it can be entertaining. The one positive thing I will say about Danhausen is whether we think it sucks or not, the kids that watch WWE are gonna fucking love it.
Dude, he's top merch seller already.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Immediately, he was top merch seller at AEW, Ring of Honor, and now WWE. I mean, that's a record in itself, and that's super impressive. The guy is a legitimate businessman.
He is. It's not Danhausen that I'm shit. It doesn't work for me, but that doesn't matter. Like, let these guys go anywhere. That's fine.
I have a lot of respect for Danhausen for how he managed to pull this off basically on his own.
Well, with Pepsi Phil.
Pepsi Phil got him in the WWE. Pepsi Phil didn't help him do shit for the rest of his career.
No, Pepsi Phil got him the WWE, but he got himself the foot in the door on his own.
Everything else he's done on his own.
Oh, I greatly appreciate the hustle of Donovan Danhausen.
Absolutely.
The character is not my cup of tea.
It's not my cup of tea either, but like I said, it can be fun. And just see where it goes. I mean, a lot of people are just going to judge it immediately because it is stupid and it is cartoony. But you got to remember that the base audience of WWE is still predominantly children. And they're going to love it.
Great merch seller. You know, we got you with the rib on the second segment with Tanner and Toro Grande Americano. We get you with the rib here with the graphic. I mean,
right.
Load that down.
I gotta tell you, I don't know how you did that, but that's the greatest graphic you've ever done.
Well, from top merch seller to former top merch seller, your favorite superstar, Stone Cold Cody Rhodes.
Dude.
That's right. We've gave him the world title because he needs to main event another WrestleMania. They should have just had him win the Royal Rumble if this was the route we were going to decide to go.
All right, man. At this point, this is worse than when Vince was shoving Roman down our throat.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's
not. This is worse.
I have yet to hear Cody do Suffer and Succotash promo. It ain't that bad.
He doesn't have to, Aaron. You don't think Drew McIntyre, for God's sakes, deserves the WrestleMania match?
The main event of WrestleMania Night 1 should have been Drew versus Cody versus Jacob versus Orton. Explain to me.
I feel like Drew just continuously gets robbed in this company.
Well, if Drew hadn't been trying to screw over Cody, he wouldn't have been. Sorry.
I mean, I'm talking about booking. This booking is horrible, man.
It is. They really didn't have a plan this year for Mania, and I think that Braun Breaker's injury has only made it worse.
I hate Stone Cold Cody Rhodes. I fucking despise this. You said earlier off the air that maybe if they'd have done it with the Royal Rumble, it wouldn't have been that bad. It fucking blows to lose your WrestleMania spot a month out from fucking WrestleMania. I think that's horseshit. I hope they have some sort of better plan for Drew, but something tells me they don't.
Here's something to think about. The WWE now is doing to Drew McIntyre what Vince McMahon did to CM Punk in 2014.
Basically, yeah, actually, you're right.
At this point, we are fucking Drew McIntyre over at every opportunity.
Really, Drew should really maybe consider some other options when his contract comes up.
Hey, he could dominate TNA again.
I think Drew, as the main event guy, being flanked by the grizzled young vets, could be so much fun.
Maybe.
Oh, call it what you want, but what I do know is I'm sick of Cody Rhodes. I'm sick of his stupid ass neck tattoo. I fucking hate this guy. I hate this guy.
Look, do you need a smoke break, buddy?
If you're offering me a smoke break, I'm gonna have to take one.
Well, I tell you what, why don't you go take a smoke break, and I'll tell our friends all about Green Hemp Company. They're rolling in the foothills of the Smokies. You can call them at 423-609-7138. They're located at 2560 East Andrew Johnson Highway, Suite 3 in Greenville, Tennessee. They're open from 9 a.m. until 10 p.m. Monday through Friday, from 10 a.m. until 7 p.m. on Sundays. Go see our good friend Hot Donna. She can help you find all of the quality THC products that you need, be it some nice glass, be it some sativa, indica, maybe a hybrid. Go see Donna. She'll take care of you and all of the products that you need. Okay, well, then in that case, why don't you all make sure to check out our officially unofficial pre-show for JCW Stranglemania on YouTube Live and Twitch from 10 p.m. until 11:55, because that's when JCW is supposed to start. We're going to be giving away some juggified WWE superstars from our good friend Shovel with Precious Juggalos. That's right, the Ultimate Juggalo will be given away in the first hour of our pre-show. Mark it down, folks. We'll be joined by Swills. We'll be joined by Noel Harlow from Hatchets and Honeys on the Russo brand, where they discuss JCW. We'll be joined by Card Subject to Change, the Joe Monroe Show, J.R. Butcher. I hear Don Chaos is coming. Come join us and our good friends, our co-hosts from across the pond, Parky Streams. Tan, you can come back now.
Sorry about that.
You better now, buddy?
I feel a lot better about Cody Rhodes. Yeah, feeling a lot better.
Okay. Well, how do you feel about you've had some fun segments there. Are you ready for the finale?
Yeah, I don't know how much worse this one could get. Okay. All right.
It's the first official Till 5 Fantasy JCW versus ROH. So let me paint this picture for you. You've got Shane Taylor Promotions. They've just won some badass 6-man tag match. And as they're walking out, the lights go out. And when they come back on, there's a balloon in the ring. Just one balloon by itself.
Okay.
No, just confusion.
No.
Lights go back out, back on, no balloon. The next week, you could have Bandito defend his title, and there'd be another balloon. After the match, same lights out stuff. Nothing happens. We get to the next week, and it's Nick Wayne, and he sees this balloon and pops it. Well, when the lights come back on, there's a clown behind him in the ring. Clown attacks him and unmasks as Caleb Conley.
Okay.
Caleb Conley has just attacked the ROH TV champion to kick this off.
I like it. We're already rolling.
We're gonna build to Gathering of the Juggalos and ROH Death Before Dishonor being the blow-offs. We're gonna get in the Brothers of Funstruction. We're gonna have some nice matches with them. I think the Workhorsemen and Brothers of Funstruction could be really interesting to see those. I think that's going to help develop.
I think them and the Swirl would be good as well.
Agreed. Some matches with MXM against the Outbreak.
You definitely have to put PCO in the ring with MXM. You have to do it.
Well, I'm just imagining the MXM and the zombies like, oh God, don't bite me.
Oh, that would be really awesome. Yeah.
It'd be a lot of fun. You know, you get a lot of fun matches. We build to Gathering of the Juggalos where we have like the JCW champion, Kerry Morton, and PCO and Mickey Knuckles. Six-person tag against, let's just go with Shane Taylor Promotions. As the representatives from JC or from ROH, and let the JCW guys pick up the win. At the Gathering, they take the ROH trios titles, and then you can drop it after.
I would like the visual of some ridiculous spot with Shane Taylor and PCO, and then Kerry Morton sneaking in and getting the pin at the Gathering.
I thought Caleb Conley.
You said Kerry, but
my bad. Sorry.
You said Kerry. That's why I was like, oh yes.
Well, I said the wrong name. It happens, right, Jasmine Sinclair? I'm trying to wheel Kerry onto the show like we had Caleb last week.
Well, in order to do that, then you should probably book him prominently.
Well, I did message him already.
I meant book him in this fantasy segment prominently.
Well, I actually would not have Kerry be much of an assistant to JCW in this because I want it to be the more outlandish characters.
Yeah, it would be better if he just showed up and was like, I'm here now and I'm going to kill everybody.
I'll tell you, the fun thing to do with Kerry will be let him and Lee Moriarty go at it for the pure title for weeks.
You'd also get some fun backstage segments with MXM and Kerry Morton, which would rock.
Oh, God, it would be so great.
Yeah.
I want to see MXM offer to give him a makeover, and he referred to John Morrison as Robert Gibson.
That would be awesome. And I would also like him to introduce himself to Christopher Daniels like he did to Vince Russo, where he comes in, he's like, I'm Kerry Morton, but you already fucking knew that.
Well, unfortunately, ROH would be bleeping half of the JCW people's segments.
It would
But
be
I really do think there's a lot of potential with these two companies interacting.
There is.
I think you blow it off with a massive, like 5-on-5 steel cage match at Death Before Dishonor.
Yep.
I think that it's important to keep Willie Mack like kind of out of the mix necessarily with that. Sorry, Tanner. I'm going to see if I can find where I told you my final.
Well, that's all right. I didn't mean to derail you there, but I thought you were talking about Kerry Morton, the greatest man that ever lived, the immaculate Kerry Morton. I think Kerry and Nick Wayne would be a lot of fun too. Pull that match.
Yeah. Well, I feel like Kerry and Caleb are both very talented performers.
Kerry and Caleb are the two guys that I genuinely believe there was endless opportunity in a Ring of Honor situation.
Absolutely. I feel like there's opportunities for Facade and Mercer there too.
I like both of those guys a lot. There's actually, Big Al, we've talked ad nauseum about how she's pretty good. Hollywood Haley J has some potential. J-Rod definitely
has all the potential in the world right there.
Because the premier athletes have Stormy Denali, who is also a very tall woman. I don't know if you've seen her or not.
Mm-mm.
That's their new China, kind of heavy. And I think that her and J-Rod could probably be a lot of fun.
So I think that it would be important to maybe let Lethal and the Swirl take the trios titles back away from JCW.
Yeah.
And then we have the spots leading up to Death Before Dishonor determined weekly in one-on-one matches. And this is where JCW shenanigans are going to play because they're going to get Serpentico the first spot on Team ROH.
There you go. A little Serpentico. He deserves it.
Yeah, why not? I mean, he actually does deserve it. The man has been busting his ass in this version of ROH.
He used to pull double and triple duty on AEW Dark with different gimmicks. This guy's a real worker's worker too.
Well, give him this spot, and we're gonna let Lethal and the Swirl in here.
Yep.
And then Dustin Rhodes is gonna show up.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Dustin and Vito going at it.
Yep.
Will be very interesting. I think that you let Team JCW be Caleb, PCO, Mercer, Facade, and Vito.
There you go.
They can do shenanigans to keep Mickey out of it. With some, in fact, you could do that with Facade.
Well, you could even book Mickey versus Athena in like a Texas death match or something for the ROH Women's belt, and have like Mickey rode off for the rest of the show if you needed to.
You could do that and have Mickey rode off for a few weeks.
Yep, you could do that.
Maybe do that at a gathering of the Juggalos, and then.
Damn, Athena versus Mickey Knuckles in a death match at Gathering of the Juggalos would probably be awesome.
I want to have some crossovers with ROH because I think it would be really neat to see some of these people. You got to get ICP on AEW at some point.
I think also it would be fun to see guys like Blake Christian go down to JCW and just be complete pricks.
That could be fun.
Yeah.
Maybe Kerry invites them. Like Kerry shows up not as part of JCW, but as an open challenge against Lee Moriarty.
I wouldn't mind it if Kerry started hanging out with Lee Johnson and Blake Christian. I actually think it would kind of fit.
Yeah. Well, I think that could be a fun way. Like, Kerry wins the Pure title by beating Lee Moriarty in a open challenge. And then he's confronted backstage by all these guys. And he's like, I'm not with the fucking clowns.
I hate those guys.
Yeah.
They're like, Kerry, weren't you under contract with him? No, I've never had a contract ever in my entire wrestling life.
No, I don't. I don't do contracts. I think that Vito having a match on AEW against Dustin Rhodes on Collision, I think would be a nice little nostalgia moment for everybody.
You definitely got to get the Clowns and Vito on AEW television just to complete the pinnacle. Okay, now you can say these guys have been in all major promotions.
Funstruction and Outrunners. Outbreak and Outrunners.
Dude, Funstructions and the Rascals.
I want to see Mordos and Sammy against the Outbreak.
Yes.
I'd like
to see a singles match between Mortos and PCO.
Agreed.
Yep.
Let's do a three-way, huh?
Mecha Wolf.
Well, how about a three-way with Willie Mack, Ninja Mack, and Johnny Juggalo?
I like Johnny Juggalo. We've talked about that a little bit.
In fact,
I'd love to see. Go ahead.
Let's turn that up a notch and add Mosh Pit Mac into it.
There you go. I like the idea of Roosh versus Mecha Wolf. I think could be a lot of fun.
That would be a blast. Those two guys going at it.
I'm sure that's happened, but that would be cool.
Yeah, but it's not happened on this big of a stage. I think that combining these two companies would help out both of them.
Yep.
Because the JCW roster is going to add some fun life to the ROH segments, and I feel like ROH would help give some buzz to JCW.
I think they should continue to have a working talent deal even after this storyline.
Well, it's kind of like JCW and GCW has done.
Sure.
I feel like that's what wrestling needs. These open doors, these forbidden doors. That's why we planted our flag as the Forbidden Pod.
Yep.
That's what we do.
Okay, that's what we do.
And that's why you see all the little graphics around Tanner there of all the pods that are going to be joining us on April 17th from 10 until 11:55 live. So I guess that's 5. Is that 5?
Top pod out.
Oh, by the way, final match for JCW and ROH War. Let's let it be a time limit draw between Jay Lethal and Caleb Conley.
That would be a